Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Indie Credible Podcast. This is episode 63. I'm one of your hosts, Xander Scully, and then joined with me is Jeff. What's up, Jeff?
Oh, it's been a week, man. I've spent the week in training out in Colorado Springs. Drove back the other day in 2 feet of snow.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm in a space course, so I'm learning about space. Yeah.
Groove.
And I leave in the morning and go back for the next week, and then I'll be done with the course. But yeah, teaching me a little bit more of like in depth about what I do out here.
Eating lots of, have you been eating like any of the space food?
No.
That's what I would want to do. I'd be like, man, where's like toothpaste that tastes like pot roast?
Well, and it's like an hour and a half drive, so I've been staying at a hotel over there that's on the Air Force Base, and right behind us is a little pub that had like 75-cent wings one day, so
Ooh.
I did that.
Hell yeah. Well, before we start this episode, no episode is an incredible episode without some Kyle's trials. And it was very vague in the docket. I'm like, Kyle-inspired items. I'm like, of course. What is this? So, Jeff.
Kyle-inspired.
What is it?
So, throughout the year, ever since Kyle's passed, like we always look at items that we feel like he would like, or something I would buy that I would like send Kyle. First and foremost, my hat is a Nintendo Age hat.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And made by Ferris Bueller, Kristen Dietering. So he made them back in the day on the website. This is actually a patched hat, really cool. But there are a couple cool things that we found. One I found at a estate sale, and so this is a Star Wars Return of the Jedi.
Ooh.
And this INT4 was something that I had as a kid. I had this opened, and we found it boxed, and it's not even bent or anything. Like, this thing is like...
Yeah, that is crisp.
And it was $8 back in the day. $8.
Wow.
But yeah, this thing is dope. I never knew what the hell it was, but I probably still have my original one somewhere. This thing, though, this is the one piece that we found. They had a ton of Star Wars stuff. But I was like, this is the one I had as a kid. A hand-me-down for my brother. But the other thing that I found, did you know, because I assume you're aware of WWF Hasbros from back in the day, the little plastic wrestlers. Action, like Hulk Hogan could do the bear hug. Did you know that there are multiple companies doing new ones, licensed new figures based on retro wrestlers?
That's cool.
And so Kyle is getting all the WWE retro ones. So there was like ones that did like Kane and Stone Cold Steve Austin and, the Hart Foundation and a bunch of stuff. Like there was a bunch of new ones that were coming out. And then there were ones like Sabu and the Sandman. Well, I went and I found ones from Grapplers and Gimmicks, and it is a Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh.
But not just any Jake the Snake Roberts. It's signed by Jake the Snake Roberts.
Holy. Look at that. Would you look at that?
And he has the Cobra that bit Macho Man on the arm at the back in the day. Like,
hell yeah.
Is the classic, and it's a certificate of authenticity. This would have been literally what I would have gotten Kyle for Christmas.
Oh my God.
This would have been the Christmas gift for Kyle. This is the ultimate. And yeah, so he signed this October 9th. And this is a Comic-Con exclusive. And yeah, Jake the Snake signed it in October. So this is badass.
Well, I have a funny story about Jake the Snake because I totally missed a spoken word show that he was doing at this venue, this pub in my town, Reggie's on 42nd Street. It's like a classic, hole in the wall punk, bar. And, I guess this is when Jake the Snake, he was like going to all these different places and kind of like talking about his life. And I had to work that fucking night, but I was so pissed because I've always loved Jake the Snake. Like he's one of my favorites. I loved his promos or just psychology. I love it.
Well, and like his redemption of Jake the Snake Roberts that he did with DDP, getting over like all his addictions and then getting right and having the DDP yoga, and then now he's reconnected with his ex-wife and they're married again, and or at least together. Yeah. But dude's inspiring. Like, just he shows that no matter how crazy shit can get, you can always rehabilitate. I would love to like meet him in person.
Yeah.
But having, a signed item is just dope, and that's something I would have gotten with Kyle. So totally, he has because Kyle had these little case protectors, so I put this one in the case protector. Yes, he had some of the retro ones because you buy them in like a box format or something. He used to have them all on this wall in the retro museum.
Well, I was about to say, speaking of wrestling, because it's a little side note, because we're talking about the Midwest Classic Gaming Expo. We've been talking about
Midwest Gaming Classic.
Yeah, we've been talking about. I was looking at the guests. You know what? One of the guests is going to be over there.
Midwest Gaming.
Ooh, one of the guests is going to be Eric Bischoff. He's going to be there. I'm like, oh man.
A few years ago, Bischoff was there when I was at the show, and he's an interesting fella. He's I think he acted like he didn't want to be there because there was a bunch of nerds everywhere. But
probably asking the same questions he's heard for the past 30 years, Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, he was doing some commentary with people playing WCW versus NWO World Tour or something, or one of those games. I remember that year too. I think Ted DiBiase was also there.
Oh wow,
yeah. But if he's gonna be there this year, that'll be dope. Chatted a little bit with Joe Granato. He's going to be doing his bite off, and I think we, as the Incredible, might be covering the red carpet day one for Nest's Maker bite off, which is on NES Homebrew indie games. So, Midwest Gaming Classic, end of April. Make sure if you can be there, come hang out. We'll be getting into some mischief.
Oh yeah, and we'll be talking about more NES Homebrew throughout the show. What was there anything else on the Kyle's trials?
I just want to cover a couple cool items, and it's just the Hasbros are the way to go. Now this shit here, man, there's grapples and gimmicks. There's another really badass one where the actual guy who carved the old Hasbros is carving them now. And it's like, it's another like gimmicks one or something. If I had it in front of me, I could tell you. But, anyways, there are rabbit holes, Xander. Nathan, so many. So I'm just getting the ones that like Kyle didn't put on the wall. Like, I have a Razor Ramon from back in the day, like Hasbro. So I got that. He has that. And I have a few. I'm going to curate it. I'm not going to get all the things because that's just too much, man.
Yeah. Too much. Not enough space, first of all.
and it's expensive. And again, Kyle is definitely one to look for the deals.
Oh, yeah. That's the fun part. And speaking of fun, are we going to go into our randomizer or are we going to what we've been playing? Like, which one?
Do the randomizer.
All right, cool. So this was an interesting randomizer. Last week we were in the E's. So we got Expendabros, which I had no idea was a free game on Steam, which is really interesting.
Had no idea.
Yeah, I was like...
Yeah, so like, it's like a Metal Slug meets, I don't know, Contra style game. But, obviously based on the Expendables. But it's a like free game that is a promotional item for Broforce. Which is awesome. Got to switch physical and all the things. And Broforce is cool as shit. Expendabros is fun, though.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how far you got. I got through a few levels.
I got a little bit. I was playing here and there. That is one thing I will say that I like about the game is it's an easy pick up and play game. What I really like about Expendabros and Broforce, because they both share this mechanic, is like with like, those run and gun, like you mentioned, Metal Slug and Contra, the environment can be hazardous, which adds a really cool dynamic. And the game is so fast paced that you can easily lose your bearings. And I can only imagine playing multiplayer, like having multiple people on screen, because it becomes madness. And I could just see someone throwing the wrong grenade and just causing a chain reaction. Because I did that a couple times and I ended up dying. And I was like, oh, okay. Because, I was going into it like Metal Slug and Contra, being like, oh, who cares about the barrels? The barrels are just the background, But no,
Well,
it's fun.
And it was interesting because I was like playing through it, and like I like that you have the extra bonus attacks. And I think it's the Dolph Lundgren character that has like the giant bomb that he launches, but his like bonus attacks like a vehicle that like destroys everything. And I killed myself the first time. It like destroyed it, just completely destroyed it, like ridiculousness.
Yeah, so it's cool that it's like a, high adrenaline, high testosterone, a loud game, but also has some sort of strategy to it too. Like you just can't, you want to go in all guns blazing, shooting everything, but you can't. And I can only imagine, like, like I said, playing multiplayer, this would be a game that's like Contra meets like Mario Party frustration multiplayer extravaganza, Isn't it crazy?
Fucking crazy. And I actually just thought of something else that I played yesterday, so I added it to our list. It's a retro indie game, not this modern bullshit that you and I have been playing all week.
Oh, geez, yeah. So we've already decided what our next randomizer is going to be, because
this will be a community game, and it is a little known game called Aethos. We're not going to the F yet. We're going to wait because TheRetroBro has a game coming to Kickstarter, and we want to support it by playing through his upcoming NES Metroidvania.
Yep. And, I was talking to John. I've known John for years. Like, John, I've known him, I want to say, since like 2013, 2014, I've known him. And like he met me through YouTube, and we became really good friends. And he was telling me, like, this game, like it's ready, like it's there. So I mean, the demo, I think he just recently fixed some of the bugs in some of the demo too. So like it's going to be a lot of fun, and his progression on developing, because he started NES Maker, I want to say maybe like a year ago, is astounding, man. Like it's his new thing, and I'm proud of him. So I am really excited to play it and hear the community's thoughts on it too.
Well, and first heard from anything, because I haven't posted it yet, is I'm going to be working with John to do an item in his limited edition. I am going to be doing a wooden pixel art of the main character in the limited edition.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks dope, man. It looks dope. Like, it's fucking cool. And it's going to be a magnet on the back, so you can put it on, like, your fridge, or you put it somewhere else with your collection, so it doesn't have to be on the shelf. It can be, like, side, but, like, some good options for it. It's going to be cool, man, and we'll talk more about it. I'll show it off when we talk about it in the next episode.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's a Metroidvania, too. So, I mean, I feel like it just slides right into the show, because that's...
Slides right in. Like, the G's, man. But yeah, like, it looks cool as shit. Can't wait to see it. Like, and I want to play the newest version, too.
Mm-hmm. And sliding into some more modern stuff that we've been playing. Because, man, we're an indie show, but we dabble with modern AAA stuff, and I have a rant on mine, so I want to give the mic to you real quick, because I think yours is going to sound a little bit more positive than mine.
Okay. I'll cover the non-indie. So I finally played Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. My wife got it for me for Christmas, so I didn't buy it. I got it as a Christmas gift. And so I wanted to play it a little bit. And here's the thing. And I kind of like messaged you during the week. I'm like, it's just like I'm just watching videos of the shit of the original Tears of the Kingdom, which isn't a problem. It was cool. Yeah. But it's like there's very few and far between where I'm getting to the actual Dynasty Warriors style fighting, which is what I enjoy.
Yeah, it's funny because you got, Age of Imprisonment for Christmas, and I got the Calamity one, the first one, and I was running into the
second one.
Yeah, the sequel to because there's Hyrule Warriors, which I loved Hyrule Warriors
Definitive Edition on Switch, and then you got, I think it is just the Age of
the Calamity one, which
Age of Calamity probably.
I was going to say that one, I started playing it and I was going through the same thing you're going through, where it was just like the beginning of it was so many cutscenes and so many cinemas. I'm like, I want to fight hordes of moblins. I want to kill things. And 'cause that's what I've always loved about the Dynasty Warrior series. I played the Gundam ones and, all the different ones they had over
I
the years.
remember like PS3, I think it was Strike Force. That was the one that like took shit to the next level.
Yeah.
It was just like, that's when they like dialed it in. And then they started to do that. Like the Hyrule Warriors ones are perfect for me. The only other ones like that is the Dragon Quest Muso, which is fucking
yes. It was Dragon Quest Heroes, was it?
something.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Heroes might be a different series, but it might be. I don't know. But yeah, these ones are awesome. I just remember the very first Hyrule Warriors on the Switch. It had like the Zelda maps and shit. And
Yeah.
it was insane. There's so much content. And I'm assuming that Age of Imprisoment's also insane.
Yeah.
I did get to play a few like missions or whatever. I got through the whole first mission or whatever. So I got to play some, and it's fun as shit. Like I like doing a little combo switching between characters. Yeah, it doesn't get boring.
And you can like jump on your shield and just like act like a bowling ball and just knock over on the moblins like pins. It's comical. It's great.
Well, with this one, you're Princess Zelda, but she basically has a lightsaber.
It's awesome.
And then you can switch over to the King Ronin, and he's like got a giant spear destroying things. And then you got the Queen Sonya shooting arrows. So it's like it's an interesting game. Like it's fun. Yeah, I haven't gotten past that.
Well, yeah, I've been talking about playing Ghost of Yotei and I've been enjoying it. It's been a really fun time, but I'm at that plateau where I'm like 20 hours in. I'm like 46% done with the game. Like, cause the PlayStation 5 shows you like the percentage of how long you're almost done with it. And there's a mechanic that I've ran into I don't like, and it's the climbing mechanic. Not because it's hard, but it's because it's so monotonous. It's so mundane. And it's because it's become predictable at this point. It's like every mission I take, I'm like on my horse following the wind. And I'm like, all right, I bet you I'm going to have to start climbing. And before I know it, I hit some sort of cliff. You see the little rocks and she's got to climb, jump, use the grapple hook. I mean, I was like, man, there's more climbing in this game right now than like Uncharted. Like it's insane. So that's been kind of killing my vibe with the Ghost of Yotei, which is a shame because I really like it. But I'm at the point that I'm probably just going to just go ahead and beat the game. Like, it's like just run through it just so I can say I beat it, because otherwise I'd feel kind of bad just abandoning it because, I put so much time into it and I got it for Christmas. I really wanted to enjoy it. But yeah, I'm not digging the climbing. Not digging it. Nope.
Yeah, like, I mean, the one thing I liked about Ghost of Tsushima was like samurai battles, and like the traveling wasn't what I enjoyed. Like that's just a point A to point B. So yeah, like I haven't gotten Yotei, but I mean, eventually I will, because all these games are masterpieces. I wait.
Yeah,
like, I go major Nintendo IPs because I'm a shill, and and then the PS5 is not my own. My wife's on it playing Disney all the time. She's got a platinum on it, so she's still playing. So.
It's so crazy. And that kind of goes into the next little thing I wanted to talk about was I was telling you before we started the show, and I sent you a screenshot of it. Is I bought an AV HDMI to AV converter box. Now, what this does is allows you to hook anything that's HDMI compatible to a CRT. And I'm like, man, this would be kind of fun. This was like kind of like just like a little project, something for me to tinker in. I'm like, it'd be really cool to hook like one of my mini PCs up to the CRT running like Batacera and, just playing, Sega Saturn and Dreamcast and GameCube and stuff like that. I did it. It worked. But the problem is there's a lot of scripts. There's a lot of things you need to fix the aspect ratio. And I was like, oh, this is bullshit. So I had a weird idea to use my OG Switch that I don't use because I had the Switch 2. But I hooked the OG Switch to the CRT, and it is really, really cool because I have a lot of old games on the Switch. So, I mean, I'm playing that, and, for shits and giggles, I'm like, I'll play something like Super Mario Wonder on a CRT. That might be kind of dope. That might be cool.
Yeah. Be interesting. Yeah, it'd be fun. I was thinking about that converter. Maybe that'll be cool with my Mister multi-system too. But I have the analog one, so I just need the right cable.
Yeah.
Because and I got another VGA cable, but then I looked it up, and I don't think any of those cables work with the red, yellow, white cables. I think I need to get the higher end cables, and I don't know if my PVM supports all that right out on the back of the box, because it's not a BVM, it's a PVM. So I don't know. I'll see. But like I gotta keep tinkering. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. Like,
Yeah.
I just like to tinker. So I mean, I was just like, and the box converter I'm talking about, you can get them on Amazon for like $10. Like they're not expensive, and it's not the best way to play retro on a CRT for some folks, because there's like, oh, you need to get the SCART RGB converter and do this, and I'm like,
Yeah.
to me, I feel like I'm working on a limit at that point. Like, I'm trying to make a Pontiac feel like a Cadillac. So like, I like the AV converter box because it doesn't look perfect. It looks like the way that I played it growing up. Because most of the time I was using RF, unless I had the VCR that had the AV outputs, because my TVs were just old as shit back in the day. So it's fun. I like it.
Oh, and speaking of RF, the other game I played, I played Night in the Moon on the NES, which we had talked about.
Right.
It's an NES homebrew game. And basically, I put the game in, and I could not get the damn thing to work. So I went to training, right? And it wouldn't work at all. Came back home, and yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I went and I got it to work. And so I went to it. It does this like big ship, drops off your character. This is a Zelda style game, but you're like a Master Chief type of character with a giant sword. It's freaking cool. But I couldn't move the character, Xander. It wouldn't move. It just says like A, and I couldn't do anything. And so I messaged him on through Etsy, I think, because he has an Etsy store. Messaged the developer, and they're like, "Hey, try hitting reset like 3 or 4 times, and it might be going to the wrong region on the chipset." And so, now here's the thing: this cartridge is finicky as shit. And so I kept on jiggling and messing with it. Went back upstairs, came back down, and then it finally worked. And it actually started to work, and I could play the game. And it's cool as shit, man. There's a whole overworld, and you go into like certain caves. You can get power bombs, like power up and bomb. You can get through things. And I got to the first dungeon. As I did, the graphics started to get wonky because Kyle's NES is finicky as shit. So I don't think I got to a save point. I don't know how to save in the game unless there's an actual save point that I haven't gotten to yet, or I have to go back to the ship or something. I'm pretty sure that it didn't save, but I got to the first dungeon and I was walking around, and it just it got so scribbly that I couldn't see anything. And it's classic Zelda puzzles now. It is really fun. Like, you go and hit switches, and you gotta go around and like do things, and the enemies are satisfying to destroy. There's no real cheapness yet. So yeah, it's a cool ass Zelda style game, and I'm pretty sure it's made with Nestmaker as well. So
yeah, and didn't you say like this developer, there was another game we covered by him that did like the 3D Sin, right?
Yeah, I think it's something with mischief in the name. Yeah, and he did a 3D Sin like overlay or whatever that you can upload it and play it in 3D on the 3D Sin Steam game, which is awesome. That's badass.
Yeah, I love that.
So what I'll probably unfortunately have to do is, if I can't get it to actually work on my NES, so I'll probably have to play it through the Mr. Multi-System too. With the ROM or whatever, so I can enjoy the game without it actually glitching my Nintendo. I don't know if it's just because some of those homebrew games are a little thicker boards, and so it might be messing with the actual cartridge like slot or whatever. I hope I'm not like warping the NES, but I have Kyle had 6 NESs or something, so I probably grab a different one.
If anything, it's probably just something with the pin connectors. If anything, you can probably just get in, because you can get those like dirt cheap, like just switch out the pin connectors and off to the races.
Yeah, or just use a different NES that Kyle has here. What I don't want to do though is mess up because I have a Sharp Nintendo TV in storage in my Georgia storage. That one I want to keep mint. So I got
Yes.
you don't even want to replace the cartridge slot in that one. It's like it's stock. But yeah, highly recommend Night in the Moon. It is awesome as shit. It's a fun one. Still haven't played the Mischief one. So yeah.
Cool. Wow. I don't know if you'll be able to get to it because we're about to start talking about some more games.
On that, baby.
Oh, man, we're going to be talking about the new and noteworthy. These are some games we found this week that really tickled our interest, and we're like, hey, let's talk about these games. And the first one, I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. But I'm telling you, this game looks freaking dope. This is a game called Genokids.
Genokids, yeah. And I mean, it looks like a crazy game where it's like a hack and slash spectacle fighter based on music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like it's a band. Like the every character is like a member of the band, and I guess they were playing a gig that got crashed by like some aliens or something like that. But one of the things that really stuck to me when I was watching the B-roll is the fighting. It is like buttery smooth, like third person, like hack and slash. I'm like, man, it looks really, really good. Kind of gave me like some Scott Pilgrim vibes with the animation.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and you switch between all four characters on the fly.
Yeah.
Control all of them at the same time. Each one has their own move set, and it's like parkour moves as you're playing through it. So it's like a really fun combo system. The only thing is, I hope they don't grade you at the end, because if they do, like, I mean, you get the as you're doing combos, you get all the way up to the quadruple holy shit S ranking.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, it's insane. Looks cool as hell. Developed by Nukefist. It's in early access still. There is a Xander demo, and it is normally $20. So normally a $20 game. And they have also done Mika and the Witch's Mountain.
Okay.
So I think we had talked about Mika.
We did. We have talked about this game. Yeah, that's a really cool, like, 3D platformer. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so wild. So wild how, like, it kind of makes you think, like, back in the day when you would, like, be talking to your friends and you realize, like, all the cool games you're talking about is by Capcom, you know?
Or Konami.
Yeah. And we're having that moment with these developers, Nukefist. So, yeah, we'll have to follow these guys for sure.
Oh, yeah. For sure. And it's like, you find these developers and we just kind of, like, keep in mind.
And just go down the rabbit hole. This next game is called Disaster Arms Impact B.A.H.N. This is a really interesting like running gun, like 2D. It looks really cool.
It's like categorized as a bullet hell shoot 'em up, a platformer. So I guess there's a lot of like scrolling in the platformer spot. And I mean, because like when I'm watching the boss fights, there's tons of bullets going everywhere. And so like Impact Project B.A.H.N or B.A.H.N, it just looks like a really fun game. The graphics, though, they look real interesting. It's like they took like their artwork that they drew and put like a little filter on it or something.
Yeah, it kind of makes you think of like very like early 2000s art style, almost like Castle Crashers. You know, that real jagged kind of line work, and man, it really gives it a game like a really interesting flavor. Like, I'm watching it and it's so smooth, but the art is like so crude. It's interesting.
And it's interesting, too, because this game is 8 stages, but I think it's more based on, like, boss fights, because it says there's 30 bosses in the game. It's meant to be played like an arcade, like on, you know, limited continues on a single, like, playthrough. But they do have an unlimited continue for casual, for, like, newbies and stuff, or somebody who just wants to, like, enjoy it like us, where we're not going to have time to, like, memorize all the nuances. They're not that good, man. But yeah, it's a very multi-sprite animation style that they just put through a filter, which is really cool. And yeah, so it says it was also, the soundtrack was composed using, and it has like this giant chipset but it is the signature sound hardware of the Sega Genesis.
Oh, okay. So it's like like that's the Yamaha DX7. Like, oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's called YM2612 plus SN76489. That's actually the chip name. So this guy's a hipster. I like it.
Yeah, it's a really cool piece of hardware that they use for that. It's the same thing that Yuzo Koshiro used when he composed for Eartheon. It's like this really interesting like synthesizer mapper. I would love to get my hands on one, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
And so, going down the rabbit hole of PD_CGT, who is the developer, he has 2 other games. So he released Disaster Arms in 2025. In 24, released Somna Buster. And in 23, released Cycle Chaser H5. Cycle Chaser looks like an horizontally scrolling shoot 'em up. Somna Buster looks like a platformer.
Very Pizza Towerist.
Yeah.
I used to think of Pizza Tower. Yeah.
And so then this one is the combination of both. So it's cool though that this developer is releasing like a new game every year or so, like so it's continuing to develop, which is really, really cool. I love feeling that from our indie games because like, you know, it means they're getting support or they're just enjoying what the hell they're doing. Because all these games have like the same style that this developer is doing.
And, you know, it's cool, too, because, you know, it kind of gives them something later on, you know, because then they can always have something to bundle with on Steam. Or if they do something physical, they could do like a chronicles of all the games that kind of fit that theme, that universe. So, yeah, that's really cool. I like that.
Absolutely. And this next game that we're going to cover is freaking trippy. It is insane. I don't even... No, man. It's like you're talking about 3D Sim with the 3D stuff. This is like a puzzle game with like coming at you in 3D, but like on a 2D slider plane. It's a puzzle game.
Yeah.
Vextorial.
Yeah, it was one of those games like when I was watching the B-roll, it threw me in a loop because I was expecting, I'm like, oh, okay, so it's kind of like a symmetrical top-down puzzler. And then it goes in a full 3D field. I'm like, wait, hold on. Man, it's a freaking acid trip is what it is, dude.
And you're like rotating the level as you play. Like, I don't even know, man. It's going to get me seasick watching the damn thing.
Could you imagine playing that on VR? Could you imagine that?
Holy cow. I mean, is it VR compatible? That would be interesting. It doesn't say it is, but it doesn't mean it's not. That's insane because you just shift the perspectives and everything as you play, like, and it shifts the gravity, which just leads to some really crazy puzzles. And I assume it gets super complex because my thing is when these games like get you in and like it's fun, and then they like you get to World 2 and it like turns up to a point where you can't even figure it out. Like,
yeah,
I hope it doesn't do that.
Yeah, for sure.
The character looks cute as shit. Like it does. They've and released because this game was released in September, and in November they put out some stability patches and stuff so they could fix things. It does have a demo though, so if you want to check it out, you can make sure you see if you like it because yeah, it's a $9 game. And it's been on sale like $1 off, so that's cool that they've done some sales for it.
Yeah, it's definitely like similar games would be like games like it looks like Animal Well, Baba Is You, Anton Blast
for sure. Because like Baba Is You is like a puzzle game.
Yeah, so they give the listeners or watchers that are watching the B-roll to kind of give you an idea of what to expect. You know, that's some similar games. Now this next one, man, this one got me really excited, and I'm like, oh, I could run this on my CRT with that AV HDMI converter, because this game kind of fits the aesthetic. Because you put in there in the show notes that this is like Ace Combat. This is a game called Raider Sphere 4th.
One word, yeah, Raider Sphere 4th. Yeah, like it has like a third person behind the cockpit style. Yeah, it looks just like Ace Combat to me.
Yeah,
Like,
it's very Ace Combat. It's got like that PS1 low poly, which man, I love that this is becoming a thing because don't get me wrong, I love 8-bit, 16-bit sprite work, it's great. But I like the fact that nostalgia is starting to, make the younger developers be like, man, I really love the Sega Dreamcast or I really love the PlayStation 1. I want to make my games look like that. And we're seeing that. That is
you want to know
so
how
cool.
nostalgic is that this indie game's technically retro? Do you know when this was released, Andy? 2013. This game was released in 2013. This game is 13 years old.
I thought you were gonna say this game was released in like 96. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but like 2013 is not too far removed from like the PS2 era. And that's how it feels like. Like it looks really good for a 2013 game.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a wild looking game that I've never heard of. It's normally $20. It's been on sale to $3 though.
Wow.
So it's been on sale pretty decently. Rectangle is the developer, but Sakai Project is the digital publisher. It defaults to theirs. There's a lot of anime games.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot. It looks like a lot of visual novel stuff.
Infinite animes. And I mean, some of this stuff is like tactical shooters and things. It's just, it's one of those where we're not going to go through that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Because it's just a lot. But yeah, this game's 13 years old. First time I heard of it. When I see something unique like Ace Combat, I think it's dope.
Mm-hmm. Now, this next one, you had it wasn't. You're saying that it wasn't indie, or it's not really.
I don't know. I can't tell because the publisher's Blowfish Studios, so it's not like it's a big publisher. Made by Permanent Wear Game, and it's called Blood of Mehran, and it has mixed reviews. Probably because it is such an expensive game, it's $25.
Ooh, okay.
So. That's why I was like, I don't know. It looks like it's modern, man. It looks really, really like next gen.
Yeah, because I was watching it, and coming off of like games like Ghost of Yotei, I'm like, this kind of gives me that vibe. I mean, it even has like the moments that you're riding the horse and stuff. So I mean, like, I don't know. This looks a lot more fun than climbing cliffs for sure.
Well, and it seems like it's more like God of War-ish. Or Assassin's Creed, because you're like sneaking up behind people. I'm not sure. Like, I mean, it's a mature game. I'm not going to go and look down the rabbit hole reviews, but it's like, I don't know why it's got the negative reviews or the reviews like that. Because it was just released in October of 25, so it's pretty new. And it's a hack and slash action RPG, story rich. There's also another game that they released that's similar looking in 24 called Land of Magnites. That looks kind of cool too. So, and Legend of Babu.
The Legend of Babu looks pretty fun.
Yeah, a little kid game or whatever, but it looks pretty game. But yeah, the Blood of the Mehran. I mean, I don't know why it's got the negative reviews or the mixed reviews, but like it's 27.
It's something to add to the wish list, because it'll eventually go on sale at some point,
Yeah. So far it's been down to like $18, but it might go down lower. You never know, man. It's still new. So I would love to try it out eventually and see if it's something that, sinks us in, destroys our lives.
And this next game, and I'm hoping you can help me with this because this game makes me think of another game. But this game is called COROPATA. It's it's a and tell me if you remember this game. It's like a Super Famicom game where you play as this little girl who has like a yo-yo. And she would throw it and it would help her like
hook.
It was a hook. Yes. What was the name of that game? Because that's what this game made me think of.
2 or 3 remakes on Nintendo Switch had physicals too. I can't think of the name of it, but there's definitely because I watched the first time I ever saw it was on Game Center CX. She girl has pink hair and she does a hook and she like uses the momentum to swing up.
It's really cool.
And there was definitely at least 2 of them on Nintendo Switch where they remade it. But this game COROPATA looks interesting because it also like has all these things that move physics based that almost hit like a Ferris Bueller's Day Off like machine to wake himself up. Like you hit something and a little ball rolls and it goes down the thing and it hits a scissor that snips off a cord that then moves the bridge so you can go across. Like it looks cool as shit. They're called Rube Goldberg puzzles, and it looks really, really cool.
I think what I love about it, because I'm watching it, what I love about it is it's like so much chaos is happening, but your character is just like running. Like it's like she doesn't even notice like the whole world's falling apart. She's like, oh, this platform, let me just hop over here.
Now, I wonder if it supports touchscreen because it does say that it was originally released in 2009 on the Nintendo DS.
Okay.
And this is the first time it was released in English. Now, of course, it was released in 2021, but they did update it in December of 25. So it did just get bug fixes and improvements. So it took 4 years to get a patch on this game, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. It just looks really cool though. COROPATA, little casual game. I like having a little casual experience sometimes.
Yeah, this looks like a fun little game, just so pass some time.
Yeah, and a little physics based means it'll be like fun as hell to do.
And the next one is called Shrine's Legacy, and man, this game, this is the game out of the new and noteworthy. This is the one that I'm most like, hello, because this is like Legend of Mana. This is cool.
Secret of Mana, Legend of Mana.
Yeah.
Super Nintendo inspired 16-bit action RPG. And it has couch and local co-op, which means we could play this on a stream. This is a game that I had before it was released. I had it signed for premium before I transferred the company.
Oh.
I don't even know if they know that we have it signed because I had it, on the side signed. So it is cool as hell. I already have it in my library because I have the demo. But it's cool because you get to play with 2 players simultaneously. Just like when you got to a certain point in Secret of Mana, you could play 2-player, and then the second one, which Sekai Densetsu 2 is Secret of Mana, Sekai Densetsu 3, which was I think Legend of Mana, was on the Super Nintendo. And you could play 3 players. This is freaking a badass game, dude. I played it the first time, I was obsessed. This is so good.
Yeah, absolutely loved it. I'm like, man, this is right up my alley. I love these like 16-bit RPG like indie games.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I mean, my thing is that because Shrine's Legacy is also a co-op one, I'm gonna add it to our little list of streaming games. I'm just gonna put it right at the top.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Shrine's Legacy. Yeah, I added as soon as I saw it pop up because it did get a patch, and it just got another patch. Because they're like currently supporting it. There's people streaming it right now. It's
great.
It is awesome. The one thing that's cool too is it doesn't have the stamina bar from what I'm aware. I don't think it has a stamina bar. You just have to make sure you watch out for the enemy attacks.
Yeah. I really like the map system too, because you like look down at the corner and you got the grid-based map. And like it just hits all the right notes of what makes like a 16-bit RPG, action RPG. It's really, really cool.
Oh yeah, and it's like this is a really, really cool freaking game. I just enjoy it. It's a single player, and then it has shared and split screen co-op. So we might be able to play it either. We could just play it on through the server like we did before. Cool, dude. Fucking cool.
And this one was actually a Facebook recommendation. And again, guys, you guys can join us on Facebook at the Indie Gaming Gyms on Facebook. You guys can join us there. Get a lot of
might have to change it to Indie Credible.
Yeah. But yeah, you can join, and we get folks that recommend games all the time, and this one right here is called Fight Night, which, man, this game looks cool. I was like, okay, that's awesome. It's a dungeon crawler, first person brawler. Like it's so
like hand animated.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's like super like neons and shit. and I think it was on sale for like $1.39 at one point in December. Because I have it in my actual library. So Fight Night is in my library. I think it was posted in our group chat, and now it's back. Because it's normally a $20 game.
Yeah.
I got it 93% off. It's now 25% off for $15. We need to play it so I can see if we can recommend it or not, because this game looks really freaking cool, man.
Yeah, it does. And, just keep that in mind, too, for the listeners. We mentioned that the prices, sometimes they do fluctuate. So if you listen to an episode, by the time we get to it, it may not be on sale anymore. But that's why I always say wish list it, put it on your wish list, or that browser that you were talking about, Jeff, the one that tells you the Steam sales and everything.
Yeah, just using the little app. It's like because SteamDB does all like you can go into your Steam and you can like get all the box arts and stuff for stuff that's missing. Like fans contribute art too. And there's like a little browser extension for SteamDB, and then it, like, you go into Steam and it says lowest recorded price. Like, and it's super convenient. It's really nice. Yeah, so, and it shows how many people are online right now. It shows the all-time peak. And like, so right now there's 5 people online playing this game. All-time peak is 300 people playing it, which is freaking crazy. But yeah, this game looks cool as shit. And, we're talking budgets as we get into the budget section, but we will talk more about it maybe in the next episode if it's officially leaked or dropped. But like, when the Steam box, the rumored price is like $1,000. And what people aren't realizing is that this library that you get with Steam is near infinite.
Yeah.
And so like, and then you can add, like, if it's just like Steam Deck, which it will be, you can add all the emulators and all the craziness to it too. So you have basically a set-top box that's self-sufficient. It's not just a PC. You can probably add a PC, but it's not just the PC. It's literally this contained ecosystem. And it's going to be powerful enough to play all the modern stuff decently, not like super crazy. But $1,000 is reasonable. It's a little expensive, but if it was like $600-700, it'd be a day one purchase.
Yeah,
$1,000 is about expected.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think it's one of those things. Like, yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow, like, up front, but when you really think about the fact that you don't have to pay for online membership, you don't have to do that with Steam, so you're saving like, freaking Game Pass and all that stuff now. It's like you're paying almost $300 a year for that stuff. Yeah. So that right there, like, say a console's like $800, you're going to add an extra $300 just to play online for the whole year, to have all the perks on like PlayStation Plus or something. So when you really think about it, and then you think about, like you said, the ecosystem, the controller, freedom to use like pretty much any controller you want. There's a lot to look into. I think a lot of folks, if they'd hone down, they'd be like, oh, it's not too bad. So yeah, $1,000 sounds about right at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's just sad that, a lot of people are like, like already going to be like, oh, it's too much money because they're used to paying $500-600.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, so the next section, the budget section, runs into the same issue that we just had. There's only one game that I added out of the 5 that's still on sale. So we're all going to cover one game, Xander, because the other ones are like $30, $20. I got them all for $1 something. But like, there's one game that's $30 online that I it is called Soundfall. It looks freaking cool as shit. I got it for $1. So the only game though that is still on sale, and it is on sale until January 22nd. So
yeah,
we're be on sale. Trulon, the Shadow Engine. So this is an RPG, indie RPG. It's in a world of steampunk, and everything looks like it's like animation style for this game. It has a lot of adventure and RPG elements, and there's a card combat system in it too that adds to it. So
yeah, this game looked really cool. Kind of made me think of like almost like a hand-drawn like ease game.
Yeah,
in some parts, like the art style.
And apparently it's inspired by this novel from Trulon. And so like they continue, it's a mix of steampunk, JRPGs. And there's like you battle enemies using 50 different unique cards. So there's a little bit of a strategy to it. There's 4 different playable characters with each of their unique styles. And there's lots of NPCs and puzzles, as there should be. So the interesting thing is, though, is that this game is, normally $20 and it is $1.99 right now. So those are the ones. So like, there's a lot of games at $1.99 that we don't talk about. I never add to the list or anything. But if it's like a $20 game, 90% off, that's when we support and like we got to chat about this game. It looks cool, so.
And the card system, what it made me think of? It made me think of another RPG classic, B.A.H.N. Aethos on GameCube. I'm not usually a big card guy, but B.A.H.N. Aethos was like an exception, and I think this kind of draws some of that. When I was watching some of the fights, I'm like, okay, this could be a lot of fun. So I mean, $1.99, why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, and so interestingly, the developer also did Knights of Pen and Paper, and Knights of Pen and Paper 1 and 2 had a physical from Super Rare Games for the Nintendo Switch. Ooh. So Trulon doesn't, but it also has like mixed reviews. So whereas the other 2 are positive. So it's very interesting. Definitely worth checking out for $2. And this game is hitting its 10th anniversary, Xander. It's released in 2016. So it is 10 years old. It definitely has like for PS3, PS4 era style graphical, but like beautifully drawn. And definitely worth checking out. So many games, man. So many games. And I own these ones. It's like, fuck, man.
Well,
so much.
Now we got even more games because we're moving from the budget into the homebrews. Oh man, and this one right here, I remember you mentioning this in a previous episode, but I was like, oh man, this looks good. But Banana Bash for the NES and Famicom is a super high quality graphics and audio brought to you by the staff members of Elite Beat Agents. Really good DS game.
And I think us talking about some of these, at least today, are ones that should be released in 2026. So Banana Bash had success with Kickstarter last year, and it won Super in the Indie Retro at Super MagFest last year. And so MagFest just happened this weekend at the time of this recording. So I'm sure there's going to be more chaos because MagFest is like a fever dream for people. But it is insane. Yeah, so there is a demo on their itch.io, so you can play the Banana Bash demo. I'm going to download the demo right now, so that way I have it sitting there taunting me. But yeah, it looks really freaking cool. Little single-screen platformer style game,
I think that's what our Donkey Kong's doing tonight. I think he's playing Banana Bash, because I noticed Donkey Kong isn't hanging out with us.
Where the hell's he at?
Yeah, went somewhere.
He's gone. Left me. No.
He's playing Banana Bash, and you can download the demo right now. And it looks cool.
Banana.
It looks really cool.
Banana.
Now this one, Children of Magia.
Yeah. It is a classic Zelda style, mana style game for the Game Boy Color. I only have a Reddit thread that talks about it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it looks really freaking cool. Their ad that they made is like beautifully done. Like it's like this really cool artwork, and then they show a couple of the screenshots, like a character with green hair. They use a little sailcloth. Definitely vibes of like Zelda Oracle Ages and Oracle Seasons. Like it has those vibes for it. I'm not sure if there's any like videos or anything. It does look like there's actually a itch.io. If I actually click, I didn't misspell the name.
Yeah,
because it has a downloadable demo.
Yeah, I'm on their Kickstarter right now, actually.
Nice.
And yeah, the video, this is a Game Boy Color game. And man, it looks really trippy. It looks cool. Like there's a mechanic that makes you go upside down. It looks like that's crazy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this is a really cool looking game.
Dang, and they did the the classic, which drives me nuts. They named their demo Xander.
Mm.
When you go to it, like if I would come back to it after I got home from training, it would have the wrong name, so I just had to rename it real quick. I was just like, dude, guys, name your game with the game's name, otherwise I won't know what the hell it is later on because we are crazy. By the way, I think the developer's name is Skittles Fiddles.
That's awesome.
And on the itch.io, the Star Lab Games posted the thing, said working hard, and there's like a picture of a cat with like a New Zealand style like kiwi on it. Like, does he look like ridiculous? These people are insane.
But yeah, it's been funded, so I'm really curious. I'll definitely want to check out that demo because I've been really getting into that Game Boy homebrew vibe, and oh man, that's a freaking rabbit hole, like Game Boy homebrews.
Well, and then speaking of rabbit hole, I think this is the first time we've talked about a Commodore 64 homebrew. Yeah, on the show. Yes, and so this game is called Coyote or Coyote, Kouyate. It is an Ultima style RPG for the Commodore. And it's the classic Commodore where they have like one screen that's like the screenshot. Then you have all the characters and it shows you like which directions. It's super simplistic. And this developer is Sarah Jane Avery. And I assume it's a she. And it looks so freaking cool. There's actually a little demo on this IndieRetroNews.com website that they posted 2024, but it's supposed to release this year. So yeah, so it's like really cool that like the game itself though looks badass.
This is
some music, dude.
This is something I would want to play on my CRT. Like, dude, this would look really, really cool on a CRT. I love that.
But like, if you've ever played Ultima, like it like scrolls weird. It's super old school.
Yeah,
like this is an acquired taste, man. And like this might just me being an old man gamer, Commodore 64, poke into it. I got a damn ugly Christmas sweater that I'm sitting on right now. Like it's just, it looks cool as shit though. Yeah, I don't know like exactly where you'll be able to buy it or like, cause there's Retro 8-bit shop. Like there's just a lot of different websites that have like comments about it, but like where do you buy it?
That's what makes the homebrew so interesting because it really does feel like the old school days of like whenever you start getting into like heavy metal and you go to those vinyl shops and just be like digging through the like discounted vinyl and finding some random record. You're like, Wolf. I've never listened to Wolf, but you listen to it and it's like a new British wave of heavy metal that just rocks your socks. That's what happens.
So then I found sarahjaneavery.itch.io. She has her own itch. So there's a vertical shoot 'em up called Neutron and a Christmas version called Santron. And then there's another vertical C64 shoot 'em up called Zeta Wing.
That sounds cool.
And then there's the Briley Witch Chronicles, which is a Japanese-inspired RPG. And then you have Zeta Wing 2, and then you have, like, dude, she has a lot of fucking games. I'm just going to have to, like, star this and put it in my bookmarks bar so I can view it later. Because it looks cool as shit. So she's done a lot. And the thing is like, I always jokingly say, I'm going to do the complete Commodore 64 book. But there's 2,000 A games. And the homebrew scene has never stopped from the 80s. It never stopped. It's gone on from the 80s on. And so there's, 20, 30, 40,000 games for the Commodore. Like there's so many that I would have to do like a book called The Ugly American's Guide for the Commodore.
Yeah, and it's one of those console like computers that I never got into. So it's like that's a whole nother world for me.
Yeah, that was one that as a kid, like I had a hand-me-down Atari, but my brother, he's 10 years older than me. He was in high school in the 80s, and my parents said if he saved up half with his high school job, they would pay the other half and buy him a Commodore. So he got the Commodore and the printer and then we used our CRT to play the Commodore. So we had Commodore games.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, it's because it's educational. It's just games, man. There's no educational aspect to the Commodore.
Yeah.
But we had a ton. And I have the original discs from when I was like a kid. Like my brother gave me all the stuff when he moved out, joined the Air Force. He gave me all this. So I still have it all. And then I got a Commodore monitor now. I have all the things.
Didn't that also have like a cassette player as well?
It did. I never had the cassette player. It also has cartridges that go in the back that play instantaneously without the loading. Because the classic with the Commodore, you put in the diskette, it takes like 30, 40 minutes to load. So.
Oh, yeah. You had to put in like a little code in and stuff, you know?
Yeah. It's load, quote, star, quote, comma 8, comma 1. That's how you play. Load. It's shifting 2, though. It's not. Shifting 2 is not the at. Shifting 2 is the quote. And so, yeah, or star and then comma 8, and it will give you the list of all the different commands that you could do on that diskette. Like, I know it still because I used it as a kid. But what we used to do, though, is we used to load the games, and it would take like 10 minutes to load the damn intro screen. We would play board games or crossbows and catapults, or we play stuff. I waited for the Commodore games to load, like with my friends.
It's funny you talk about that, and I think about like us today, and I just think about getting grumpy if there's like a system update, you know, and it's just like, it's not too bad. Like updates, they take a couple of seconds. You're just like, oh, I gotta wait for an update. It's like, no, man, at least you don't have to wait like 30 seconds, you know, throw a ball at the wall.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes, not seconds, minutes. Here's the thing, though, is that like stuff like the Mr. FPGA or a Commodore emulator on your PC, you can speed up the loading instantaneous. The irony is that the Epix company that did Summer Games and Winter Games released a fast loader cartridge you could put in your Commodore, and it would literally allow things to load almost instantaneously. But Epix got sued because of it, and that's why they're no longer a company. Because Epix released some like Genesis games. But yeah, they basically reverse engineered and emulated the Commodore on that cartridge to run more efficiently than the Commodore. And so they got sued by Commodore or something and had to cease. But like, yeah, that's one where I used it. When I played mine, I have the Epix fast loader card.
Oh, nice.
Gotta play it, man. Yeah.
So funny.
We do have a legacy title. We're not always going to be a legacy title, but I have one. And I want to talk about Super Bat Puncher. Are you aware of Super Bat Puncher?
No, but it sounds cool because I like cats.
Well, it's Bat Puncher, not Cat Puncher.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Bat Xander.
Never mind. Hate this.
But the character looks like a cat. The main character has cat ears.
That's what it was.
But this game was like an OG programmed NES homebrew way before the days of NES Maker, and it was released as a demo by Morph Cat Games. And it is like one of the coolest demos. I've been chatting with Morph Cat for years. I'm like, dude, let's release a full version. I will literally like help you get it funded on Kickstarter just so you can release it full. I want to play the full game of it because it's almost like a Metroidvania style action platformer. But you have a giant punching glove, just like Rockin' Cats on the NES, but like you use it to like get momentum. So you'll like punch on the wall and your character will start rolling backward and you can like hit jumps and stuff like momentum.
Oh, cool.
It's so fucking fun. And so what I have here, he released a demo back in the day and it's super rare for the NES, but with Broke Studios, they released a Famicom version of the demo.
Oh, that's so cool.
I actually bought the Famicom version of the demo, and the game itself, so fun. It's a very short demo, but it is one of the best NES homebrew games released back in the day.
I
Battle Kid. It's a legacy game.
I love like the Famicom branding. So like I was looking at pictures of it. I didn't even know that's what you were going to show. Because I was going to say that. I was like, man, I really like that Famicom cart because the cartridge itself is blue, like the box. And
I haven't even opened it because like again, like I wanted to support the developer, and Brook Studios does amazing work. Like, if I were to release like NES games, I would strive to be as cool as them. They're freaking cool as shit. Like, they do badass work. And yeah, dude, like Super Back Puncher is like the game that I would love to see. Because there's another banana, I think it's called like Soko Banana or something that Morph Cat did, and then Morph Cat also worked on the Micro Mages and stuff like that too. So they've worked on a few different homebrews since then, but he just doesn't have the motivation to go back, and I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Hey, all I gotta say is 2026, the year of resolutions and everything. I would love to go back to Nestmaker and work on finishing Happy Scrappy Hero Pup.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it. Yeah, it would be cool as shit. Like, I already had the sprites done and everything back in the day. That was bite off one. I think we're in 6th year now or something. Yeah, I haven't even looked at it since it's 6 years.
Yeah, I've something I need to work on, like, because you're talking about Nestmaker, and I'm thinking about freaking like Fanny Napper, which is the music program to make music that you can use on NES Maker. I really need to sit down and learn that, because
you do the music, I'll do the graphics and the programming, and we'll use your music in the game.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I mean, we'll have the RetroBro help if I'm confused as shit.
Yeah. Like, hey,
now, the thing is that there are lots of tutorials that Joe Granato has done, the community has done, with like videos to follow, and then I literally have the Nestmaker strategy guide.
Yeah.
So if I need to. And since I released this demo, there's now a Metrovania, like version. So I can literally recreate from scratch, which is what I will do. And I will like make the coolest freaking game I can come up with within Nestmaker. And then I'll have the community help me like tune it. Because you got to do a little bit of programming in the back end to make it do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Joe Granato is working on Mystic Searches, but he literally is prioritizing it as the last thing he does during the day. So it's been taking him years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just he has life going on. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, he posted an update. He's like, everybody's been asking for an update. I'm like, well, of course they have. It's been like 12 years, man. like my kid is almost 14, and she was like, released my book like 12 years ago on the NES homebrew scene when Nestmaker was created. And that was Mystic Searches was already a thing before that. Because that was the level builder. Nestmaker was the level builder for Mystic Searches, and it turned it into a full fleshed out like community.
Yeah,
badass. I fucking love it.
Yeah,
and it's a good thing to be sidetracked from, because he's created a community.
I like, while I've never done anything with NES Maker, I am on their Facebook. Because I started following their Facebook group page when John started making games, because he, would update on Facebook. And I really like the community, because it's like they encourage each other to do certain things and to make games. And I really like that, because every time I go on there, if someone has like a hiccup, like, hey, why is this scrolling weird? Someone's got the answer. And if they don't have it, then, the developer of NES Maker, he'll jump in and he'll help people out. So I really love the creative aspect of the way the community is. I think it's something so positive for a gaming community. I love it.
And it's worth another plug is that Midwest Gaming Classic. That is where all of the developers go. If they can make it out, they will be out there, because the bite off is a big deal. And this will be the first time I've been there in a couple years since Kyle's passing, really.
Yeah.
I went the year that he passed, which was really hard. But since his passing, I really haven't been. And so it'll be cool to see everybody again, and all the cool ass developers, and and then not to mention anybody from who listens to the podcast and wants to hang out with us guys.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, because I mean, yeah, that's something we've been dipping our toes in with season 2, is the homebrew. And man, it's a whole rabbit hole. It's something that I've always known about, but I never really dived into it, and now here I am, like, wanting to know what's next. Like, what new NES games are being developed, or what's going on? Then we got Retro Forge, that's coming. It's gonna be
Retro Game Forge is gonna be insane. And it's just the next logical step for Joe's Madness. And, the thing is that we haven't even really covered Genesis in a little bit. So, I mean, I'm sure if we look up Genesis, and I usually just do a quick search before the episode starts. So even Xander gets surprised when we games. And yeah, but like Banana Bash, we definitely talked about, but now it's being released, which is worth mentioning real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Crazy. Speaking of madness, Jeff, you're always doing something. You always got something going on. Before we end the show, we got to remind the listeners about your Patreon. It's free to join. And what have you been up to? What people can expect on the Patreon right now? What's happening?
So what I've been doing recently on the Patreon is a couple reveals for the upcoming projects for 2026. So I did a cover theme reveal for the Switch Year 3. I have a legendary artist that is going to be doing the cover. And we have another really super talented artist that did the slipcover already. And it's going to be a really fun time. But I do have another book reveal that I am going to be launching here in the next month. And it is by a developer from back in the Atari era.
Ooh.
The Atari Jaguar era. Like in his chaos time. And I chatted with the guys at a convention, and this guy actually has a full, 100+ page book written with his son. And so that's going to be coming soon. And we already have a lot. We're working through the wickets of it, but it's going to be a dope ass history book that I'm going to help him publish. So that is going to be coming soon. I'm going to post some the first things I'm going to post is going to be in the Patreon.
That's really, really cool. And also, we have to give a big shout to our executive producers on the Patreon. And again, the Patreon's free to join. That's at Hagen's Alley. And, okay, so we're going to go with Akaroth.
In Akaroth, I've been chatting with through Patreon because they were talking about nostalgia and how back in the day we were arguing whether retro discs, disc-based systems, were retro. They weren't retro. Dreamcast can't be retro. And now it's dude, Dreamcast is 25 years old. It's insane. And so it's now what is it, ancient? I don't know. But yeah, we also have David Isherwood over in the UK.
Oh, yeah, and the disgruntled gamer from Thunderdome Gaming Society.
Yeah, always posting crazy-ass games.
Crazy stuff.
He goes further down the fucking rabbit hole.
And then, which I sorry to cut you off because I wanted to mention, make sure to join our Discord as well. Because, that's what reminded me, because he posts a lot on Discord as well, so check that out.
Yeah, and then we got Jesse Glenn, the classic Switch master himself.
Really, really awesome drum roll. And Jacob Henrichardson.
And Brian Pittman. Two of those guys have been supporting way back in the day for 15 years at this point.
And we got some new producers in here. We got Kai Kenderson.
And Alex Auden. He's from out in Japan, by the way. His literally name was written in kanji script, and I'd say, hey, what name should I use? Alex. Okay.
Pretty awesome.
Alex and Ricky, kunyoku. But yeah, and so, we always appreciate all the executive producers. There's only going to be 10 total for executive producers, but I do have another tier, and we actually had some new members on the other tier this weekend. The other tier is just a contributor tier. So anytime I do a new book, before I get into publishing, I will reach out and see if you want to have your stories told in the next book. That's the contributor tier. And the executive producers also get to do that opportunity. So it's just that's something new for 2026. I'm just trying to make cool things, and it's something that people would be interested in doing, and a lot of people love to write the stories in the book. And that right there, I always have a tier for that in the Kickstarters, and now this is just an opportunity.
Oh, yeah. This is something nice because it reminds me of your NES Compendium. When I did an article on that, and it was about me and my grandfather. So it's something nice, and also something, later on physically you can actually own. I have that physical memory, from that book of me and my grandfather published. So, I mean, I feel like it does hit like all the heartstrings, for us that's gaining for so long.
Well, and like I started to put that compendium in the actual book. So the Complete Genesis book has it in the book. But I've been tinkering with other things because like I just created a booklet of the top 100 Switch games from years 1 through 3. And I might just do the compendium as a manual style of stories to allow people to have their stories in a manual they could also use like in the book as a bookmark.
Yes.
That might be cool as shit too. That might be another option. Because one of the things is a lot of people were like, hey, the Sega CD book, our names aren't in the back. I'm like, well, the book was already published. It was before the book backer was from before to help the book come to fruition because it was a stretch goal book. So yeah, it's the one thing is a lot of people find out about my books later. So I'm trying to figure out a way to make it fair and make it cool. And it might just be an insert book, but yeah, everybody let me know like what your thoughts are. And, I'm always trying to, evolve what I do, make it cool.
Yeah, and I think that's what always makes every release interesting is it's always evolving. There's something always different that there's nothing formulaic about it, which I like that. Not every book's going to be exactly the same. It's going to have its own, different trinkets and just different stuff. So,
and if you don't think we're gonna eventually do an indie book, like I've been working on an indie book for 2 years now. There's gonna be an incredible book, whether it's episode what we've covered or whatever. Like it's gonna be some cool shit.
I mean, and that's kind of what started the podcast because I remember I was a host
already working on it.
I was a guest on Video Game Bullshit. I was a guest on your podcast, and we were talking about indies. And you're like, "Well, I'm working on an indie book," and then it turned into
like doing like a channel that was feeding into the book, and I had no time for the damn channel. And then it's like, well, podcasting, we can shoot the shit too easy.
Yeah.
And now we've covered way more games than's possible to put in a book. So it's like, I may still just do my first 100 idea first for the first book. And then if people freaking love it, maybe that's the next priority with, the Metroidvania series.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Never know.
Never know. And that's why you guys got to join us for the next episode, because this concludes episode 63 of the Indie Credible Podcast. As always, we want to thank you for listening or watching. Happy gaming. And as always, support indie. Boom.